Hello students, today we are going to see chapter number 1, that is graphs in economics of standard dry commerce subject economics. So today we are going to see one more type of bar diagram, that is divided bar diagram. So this is the last bar diagram. So in the right now we are learning the types of diagram. In that very first we have seen line based time diagram, and this is the second type. In that there is a bar diagram. Bar diagram is again divided into three categories, that is simple bar diagram, cluster bar diagram and divided bar diagram. So that first two, simple bar diagram as well as cluster bar diagram, that we have seen in our last video. Today we will see divided bar diagram. So this is the sixth part of the chapter number 1, and 1 to 5th part is linked in the description. So let's see divided bar diagram as well as aspect to be considered while drawing bar diagram. Let's see divided bar diagram. So here in a divided bar diagram, every single value of the variable has such category. Hence we get division in all the bars which represent a common variable and common base value. So here in each bar we get the division which represent a common variable. So this is the common variable and common the base value. So for that we are going to get the division of the bar, and that's why it is called divided bar diagram. So here we can see that with the help of hypothetical example, that the number of chocolates sold in rural and urban area. So here there is a number of chocolates sold in India, but it is again divided into two categories, that is rural area as well as urban area. And that's why here for the total sales of the chocolate in the month of January, we are getting two separate division of a single bar because of the rural area as well as urban area. So here again we can continue that to create proper visual effect and help comparison, each division of bar is colored differently. So here we can see that for the rural area we have made the dotted shade, and for the urban area we have made the slanting line, so that we can see that this is for the urban area, this is for the rural area. So for that we have used the different shade so that we can get the information nicely and we can compare it very easily. And here which it represent are indicated. The value, here we can see that the value of the January February in the rural area 30 units are sold for the chocolate. So here we can see that the 30 unit, and for the urban area it is 40 unit. So here the value of each division is also mentioned in the bar. So here we can see that in the month of January 30 in the rural area, 40 in the urban area. So total 70 chocolate is sold, that is in urban area it is 40 unit, in rural area it is 30 unit. So that we can see with the help of bar of January February. Now let's see bar of March April. For the March April, for the rural area it is 35, for the urban area it is 80, and total of that will be 115. So here we can see in the month of March April total unit is 150. From that rural area is 35 units sold, and for the urban area it is 80 units sold. So here we can see that the division of the bar, and that's why it is called divided bar diagram. Let's see for the month of May and June. So for the month May and June we can see total unit is 110. From that rural area it is 40 unit, and for urban area it is 70 unit. So for the May and June, for the rural area we can see that it is 40 unit, and for the urban area it is 70 unit. Total is 110. Now let's see for the month of July and August. For July and August in the rural area we can see that it is 20 units sold. For it is 50 units sold. So total is for the urban area 30 units sold and total is 50 units. So here we can see that in the month of July total unit is 50. From that in the rural area it is 20 units and in the urban area it is 30 units. Now let's talk about the September and October. For that in the rural area it is 35, in the urban area it is 50, total is 85 units sold. So here we can see that total is 85 units sold. From that in the rural area it is 35 units and in the urban area it is 50 units. Let's see in the November December in the rural area 40 units sold, in the urban area 80 units, total is 120. So total chocolate sold is 120. From that in the rural area 40 units sold and in the urban area it is 80 units sold. So this is how we can draw the divided bar diagram. Here again, my dear student, we have to keep the thing in mind that from the origin first bar whatever distance we are keeping, the same distance we are supposed to keep between all the bars, and again the width of the bar must be the same. As the width of the bar is not indicating anything, we just have to change the height of the bar according to the value of each section. So here we can see that height is different but width of the bar is the same. So these things supposed to keep it in mind, and it is also in on x-axis what we have written, that also we have to write what we have indicated. That is here we have indicate the month, that's why we are writing here month, and here on the y-axis we have indicating the sales in units, so that also we supposed to write, and here which shade we have used, that also we supposed to write, so that the graph is having proper reader can understand it properly. So these things supposed to keep in mind while we are drawing diagram. So here we are finished with the type of bar diagram. That very first we have seen the simple bar diagram, the second one we have seen the cluster bar diagram, and here we have seen the divided bar diagram. Students, you may note down this, then we are going to see the aspect to be considered while drawing bar diagram. Now let's see aspect to be considered while drawing bar diagram. So here we have seen three types of bar. So all of the three, that is simple bar diagram, cluster bar diagram as well as divided bar diagram. So for all of the three we have to consider the following thing. So very first is it, the width of the bar does not represent any data and hence all bars should be the equal width. So here the width of the bar is not indicating anything, and the height of the each bar must be the equal in three of that bar diagram. So here very first point is the equal width. Now the second one is the length of the bar, the length of the respective bars should be proportionate to the value of the variable which they represent. So here as we know that the let's say height or the length of the bar, it will representing the value of the variable, and it must be the according to the value of the variable, and we have to indicate that on that bar. So that is the second point. The third point is the distance between all bars should be equal. So here equal distance must be maintained between each and every bar, and that should be also maintained between the first bar and the origin. So here from the first bar, from the origin to first bar, the distance must be the same, and the same distance must be between all the bars. So equal distance must be maintained between all the bars. So it would look represent the size according to that. So that is the fourth one is it. All bar placed on the same line called the base, which usually coincide with the x-axis. So here, whatever bar we are drawing on the x-axis, it is the base, and it must be on the x-axis. And in today's time, with the help of computer technology, horizontal bar are also drawn instead of vertical bar. So in here, whatever bar we are drawing, that is a vertical bar. But with the help of computer technology, we can also draw the horizontal bar. But here, the base must be on the x-axis. So that must be taken care while drawing the bar diagram. So that is the point number 4. Now let's talk about the fifth point. All vertical bars should be arranged from left to right. So here when we are drawing bar in that, as we know, from the 0, that is origin point to x, OX is a from left to right. So whatever bar we are drawing, that must be from left to right. So here all the vertical bars should be arranged from left to right in order to data series, and therefore the bar representing the first data in the series is drawn first nearer to the origin point. So here whatever the first bar we are drawing, it must be near to the origin point. So from the origin point we have to start our bar, and from left to right we have to take all the data in the data series, and we have to draw the bar diagram. So these are the aspects that are supposed to be considered while drawing bar diagram. So students, you may note down these. Thank you for watching this video. In our next video we are going to see how to draw the pie diagram. Thank you.